Welcome back to the KMF channel. This is Kay Kritiques. As you can tell by the title of today's video, we are reviewing season 1 of the new Netflix series that just released called Justice Served, and it is a South African series starring the likes of Shomna Dandala, Daddy, Pelez Dladla, Alex McGregor, and Lerato Vilase. Without any further ado, let us get into the video. So, season 1 kicks right off with a man named Zoliswa. So, a black man named Zoliswa is getting shot by a white man named Alan Harvey. So, the series actually kicks off when the Alan Harvey trial is about to be conducted, where the verdict will be released on whether or not Alan actually goes to jail or is released free. So, whether the courts decide whether or not he's innocent or guilty. But things don't actually go according to plan because a rebel group of freedom fighters called the Namuris actually show up and hold everybody hostage. And the Namuris set up a live stream and they broadcast across the whole of South Africa, so everybody in the country is given the right to vote whether or not Alan is guilty or innocent. But then that actually means if he's guilty, he gets shot on national television, and if he's innocent, he is let go. So the power is in the hands of the people. Now you would come to think, justice being in the hands of the people? I mean, this guy is actually here to see justice being carried out. Well, not so fast, because that's not why he's here. To realize that the leader of the Namuris, who is Azania, played by Shomna Dandala, actually used to know Alan Harvey. How does he know him, you may ask? So Azania, Abel, and Tandy were a trio. So Abel and Tandy, I think, were brother and sister, and then Azania was dating Tandy. Abel and Azania did not get along at all because Azania's dad was a Kum's during that time. So, and Abel and Tandy were part of the resistance, you know. So I mean, your dad is a Kumbi, we don't F with you, okay? But anyways, they end up all working together, and then the apartheid police come to the school and they end up shooting Tandy. They all get taken as prisoners in order to find out who was the leader of the resistance, but they don't rat each other out. We then do another time skip to where they Kondowesi's soldiers in Angola, and they are ambushed by apartheid police, white apartheid police. And who was a part of those soldiers? Ask me who was a part of those soldiers. Alan Harvey. Alan Harvey was a part of those soldiers, and he actually shot one of Azania's comrades and then tortured and literally cut open Azania, and all of this comes out in the open. So how does this come out in the open? Azania in present times tries to reopen the trial. So he's like, we're asking for a retrial, okay? We're gonna trial this man again, and this time the people get to decide, not the court, because the system is effed up, which is true. But he had ulterior motives, okay? So he did not want justice at all. Well, he did want justice for Zulisa's family, but there's more to it than that. So they go to retrial, and the Judge Bengu, has to defend Alan, and he will try and prosecute Alan, right? So while they're busy in the courthouse, busy live streaming so that the whole country can see, outside the situation is out of control. So we are also set up with the police dynamics. We do have Umampuma Shava, played by the beautiful and talented Lerato Vilase. I love her so much. As long as she stays away from Kudomdala, we're gonna be fine. But outside, the situation is that Umashaba is trying to call order and is trying to get the hostages free from the courthouse. Azania's like, you're trying to defend the people who killed your husband? She's like, my husband? What do you know about my husband? Azania's like, oh, we'll talk later because you don't want to cooperate with us, blah, blah, blah. Okay, we're going to circle back to that. Anyways, as we go along, Umashaba is then introduced to General Hussein. General Hussein is played by Rajesh Kumar from his team. I was like, Rajesh, the day I catch you, Rajesh Kumar, you catching these hands. But anyways, Then I has a daughter named Itu. And one thing about Itu Meleng Mashaba, I mean, for Menzi, Umenzi. I understand maybe Azania, maybe Uhuru, Menzi. Speaking of Uhuru, before we even get to Itumeleng and her mess, let's talk about Uhuru. Uhuru is played by Palace Slada, and he is like the almost right-hand man to Azania. Uhuru sees this journalist who was in the courthouse, Karabo. Karabo is this white journalist. It's her first day on the job, and she's there to cover the trial of Alan Harvey. But little does she know that they were about to be held hostages. Hi, Kay. What had happened was General Hussein took over, and he's working for Abel. Abel was like, I want y'all to go into that courthouse and kill Azania, right? Okay, so they go there, and they know Azania has a man on the inside in the police. He knew that they were gonna come and try and shoot the place down. So one of his guys was on the inside, actually shoots Ukarab. Then Uhuru already saw the girl and liked her, and I'm like, what in the Stockholm syndrome is going on over here? Or reverse Stockholm syndrome? Because I was just like, this is about to be a situation where no matter how we try and spin it, it's wrong, and it's not gonna work. I just knew Uhuru is gonna mess things up. I just knew Uhuru was gonna be the one because he's weak. Let me not get ahead of myself. So she gets shot by the guy on the inside, right? Then he helps her. This was all part of their plan. The Namuri are trying to like spread propaganda that they are helping the people and the police are the ones killing people. How can justice prevail when the police are shooting innocent people? Blah 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 blah. Kandu Karab was gonna remember that guy actually pointed his gun at me and shot me on purpose. So he's part of the Namuri. He's working with you guys. But anyways, Uhuru is already messing things up because he's falling for this girl. Keep that in mind. We're gonna circle back to that. Now back to Itu. Itumeleng is Mampo Mashaba's daughter, Itumeleng Mashaba, and she is part of a group called BMS. I think it's like Break Society Movement. So they are actually like protesting, you know, like those people who are just like, F the system, kill the system, but they're not as serious as the like Namuris. Like they're just like doing it, they're teenagers, they're just like, the system doesn't work, revolution. They're revolutionaries, you know, like that are upcoming, you know, like they just protest. And before they actually did these protests now, because they were encouraged by the Namuris, they were just like spray painting justice and all of that across like buildings. They weren't doing like anything serious. But then her boyfriend Menzi is also part of BMS. Menzi was the wrong one in acrimony. Actually, Domi was the wrong one in acrimony because why? Why did you do all this for Menzi? So with Domi was dating Menzi and she did everything he wanted. Meantime, he's manipulating her to do his bidding, and he's rich. He knows that he can get out of jail. He has a get out of jail free card. His family's wealthy, and he knows that he'll never get caught. So he has people do his bidding. No, we must ask these people to do this and ask these people to do this. Baby must do this. Baby must do that. So they go and they protest, and when they protest, they get arrested because obviously it's illegal. They don't have a permit. They don't have permission to protest. So the mother arrested. Then they find out Uguti, there's a security guard who has a cell phone. So Ukarabo took Uhuru's cell phone and gave it to a security guard named Uspiwe. And Uspiwe used the phone to call his wife. The wife gave the phone to the police. Now the police, General Hussein is actually using Uspiwe, using an innocent man who just wants to get home to his wife and kids to try and bring Azania down. Then Itumeleng, because she's sitting with her mother, she finds out about this. What does she do? She texts Azania, hey bro, they're onto you. There's someone on the inside who has a cell phone. And then they catch the guy. Spoiler alert, he dies. Well, all of this is spoiler alert anyways. But anyways, this period dies. Justice for Spiwe, rest in peace to Spiwe. You didn't deserve that. Spiwe Ndo, R.I.P. to you. But anyways, Uspiwe, he was running gay from them, trying to find a way to help the police. Azania goes on national television. He's like, Itumele, thank you for all your help. You were a great help to us all. Obviously, General Hussein then finds out about it's Mashaba's daughter. They take her in for questioning. She doesn't say anything because she's not a snitch. She doesn't rat anybody out. They have a arrested. All because of Menzi. You're going to jail for a man? A man? Why didn't Menzi text Azania himself? And why did Menzi trip Tabi while they were running from the police? It's giving fake friend. It's giving you shady. She gets arrested. The situation is getting tense on the inside. So obviously Azania reveals to everybody that, hey, this guy used to be in the army, he tortured us, he killed us, hey, there's no justice here. And Ellen is so adamant that Uzolisa was trying to hijack him. And that's why he shot him. Obviously we're not gonna believe the white guy, right? I actually kind of sort of believe him because the mother was acting a bit suspect. We also find out that Alan was actually like boxing his wife and his son, and it was a whole ordeal. So obviously now people are voting, this guy, he was boxing his wife and his child, he's racist, he was a soldier during apartheid, and he cut Azania open. He's guilty. People are voting for him to die. The situation is getting tense. Well, in the meantime, we do find out more. Abel and Azania became closer after Tani's death. They both were initiated into the Namuri, and obviously they climbed the ranks. Azania actually became the commander. Now they found out that there's another group who are a group of capitalists who wants to take advantage of the people and want to take over the country, and they are called the Paladin. The Paladin approaches Abel to come and help them to take over South Africa. So he's gonna be the leader of South Africa if he joins the Paladin and actually helps them to capture the president. Alright? So then what does Abel do? Abel gathers every single elder, every single leader of the Namuri together. He kills them. One by one. Abat. So then two of them survived. Usuku, who was the elder, and then Azania. They were the only two who survived. So up until this point, Azania has told the rest of the Namuris that we are following Suku's last wishes. She told us that we need to come to South Africa and take over South Africa and do this and do this. Right? So everybody's always just like, are these Suku's wishes? Are these Suku's wishes? These can't be Suku's wishes. And he's always just adamant that Suku's wishes were that. We will find out later what Suku's wishes are. But everything is going downhill, right? The security guard was found. Karabo's messing things up. Uhuru's fallen for Karabo. He's disobeying orders. He's helping Karabo. He's messing up the operation now. He's messing up the operation. Things are going downhill. Uspiwe, when he dies, he actually bombs their exit. Like their vans, their grenades. He bombs everything like bomb. Everything explodes and they run out of power. So the live stream can't continue. So things are still going on inside the courthouse, but outside people don't know what's going on. Anyways, on the outside, what's going on? Dumi has gotten arrested. Obviously, Menzi's like, nah, this is our chance as BMS to do this, BSM to do this and actually, fight for the people. I'm gonna be the leader and everybody's gonna see me. Still using Dumi. You're using Dumi to achieve your selfish motives. You sicken me, Menzi. Menzi, you sicken me. You don't even deserve a minute of my time. But you're gonna get it. You're gonna get it and he's gonna catch all the smoke. He's gonna catch all the smoke. Because I could forgive what happened. We could blame General Hussein for what happens next. So, Utum is being taken by a police car. Obviously, the protesters beat the car, they crash the windows, they extract Utumi from the car. Utumi from the car. Now they started, Viva! Viva! General Hussein comes from the shadows, shoots Tum. This is where things actually started getting interesting. Episode 4. Like, General Hussein just shot Itu out of the blue and then he ran away. And obviously Mampo was like feeling very, I don't even know what. So we actually now find out what happened to Mampo's husband. Mampo's husband was actually also a police officer. So they were both police officers and they were testifying against like corruption. So Mampo and the husband Jacob Mashaba were actually fighting against corrupt police officials and management. Right home from a family dinner, they were all in the car and Jacob gets assassinated and he gets... It was a mess, okay? Like it was a whole mess, but that's how the husband died. And then we later find out that he was actually on to them. He was actually on to, I think, Abel and General Hussein, that they were working together. We don't actually know what he was onto because I think General Hussein lied. He said they were onto the Namur, so they killed him because he found out that they want to take over the country. Meanwhile, it was Abel who wanted to do that. So Azania. Meantime, what's going on now? Dumi gets killed, right? I just went off on a tangent, but just keep all of that in mind. Dumi gets killed and Menzi is so distraught that, oh my gosh, Itu died because of me. And now he's remembering all the times that he pressured her to do stuff even though she was skeptical. He's feeling guilty, blah blah blah. And guess what? His rich family bails him out of jail while everybody else is left in jail. I'm mad at that. I thought, oh man, maybe Menzi now realizes the faults, his mistakes. He realizes that he was wrong for pressuring Dumi and all of that. He gets home. His sister's like, do you know that that security guy who died is actually Busi's husband? He's like, who's Busi? The sister's like, our maid. That made me so mad because it's actually Menzi's fault that Spiwe died. Spiwe, they didn't find Spiwe. They weren't gonna find Spiwe. Spiwe was safe all along. He pressured Itu to tell Azania who would see the security guard who's Spiwe is running around and he's helping the police. The Namuri is killed who's Spiwe. The police kill Itu. Then, when he gets home, he has the audacity to ask, who's bossy? You don't know who your maid is. You don't know who your helper is. The person who cleans your house every single day, who makes sure that your sheets are clean, who makes sure that your clothes are washed, who cleans and wipes the floor. Like the person that you see every day, every day. You don't know who they are. You don't know their name. That's when I was like, Menzi, you don't deserve my sympathy. You're not like, Menzi, like, let me not spend any more of my time on Menzi. So inside the courthouse, Spiwe dies, and obviously now they find out that Uhuru is actually the one who is betraying them because of Karabo. So Azania orders Uhuru to kill Karabo. Did Uhuru kill Karabo? I was like, Uhuru, just kill this girl because she's gonna ruin everything for us. So then the reason why I was saying that I actually do kind of believe that Alan Harvey was innocent in this case is because the mother, I think the mother, Zolisa's mother knew Busi was actually hijacking people. That's how they were making money and that's how they were actually surviving through the son doing criminal activities. I didn't want to say it obviously. We are almost at the end. We actually find out Uhuru sets Karabo free. So instead of killing Karabo, he kills his fellow brethren, like his comrade TJ. He kills TJ, he lets Karabo go. What does Karabo do? Karabo finds a telephone and calls outside and tells everyone the truth. Hey, Azania has killed 2 security guards. He ordered for me to be killed. He's not a hero. He is the villain here. Don't vote for Alan Harvey to die. Blah, 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 blah. Uhuru, you betrayed us. Judas Iscariot. Judas Iscariot. Ungu Judas, the last man. And obviously, the people voted for Alan not to get killed. I was actually shocked. I was actually shocked. I thought they were gonna vote for him to get killed. But then we actually found out this Alan Harvey trial thing was actually just a ruse to keep us occupied. Because Azania's actual plan, I was so shocked. I was like, Azania's actually the villain here. I just can't believe it. I can't believe it. So, there's this other lady who's working with the Namuri. She asks, are you really sure that what you're telling us is Suku's plan? Suku wanted us to do all of these things. And he's like, yes. But it turns out, last wishes was that the Namuri, because she was the elder, she was the one who initiated all of them and who actually initiated Azania into the Namuri. So she said, stay in the shadows, regroup in Yemen, build and become stronger, continue fighting for justice and let the past go. It was Azania who decided for himself, now when you woman, you are crazy. I can't let the past go. I can't let who able take over South Africa when I can do that. So he decided, you know what? I'm gonna take over. We actually find out towards the end, right? Uguti, Azania's actual plan. He started planning this thing 6 months ago. So Abel actually started working with the Paladin, right? The Paladin. The Paladin was going to cause the riots and was going to cause unrest, a state of emergency. And then they were going to come in with and have forces on the ground and try and take over the country because the country was going to be leaderless. They were going to cause chaos and anarchy. Gandhi, Azania switched out the Paladin men with the Namuris. And he comes out in the end. He's like, I asked you guys to choose whether or not Alan Harvey is guilty or innocent. You guys made the wrong choice. You all said we mustn't kill that white man. Well, now here's another choice. Either join the Namuri or become our enemies. And then he blows up the Union buildings. Actually, that's not how season 1 ends. Uhuru is still not done. Uhuru goes to Karabo's apartment. After he was kicked out of the Namuris, he goes to the apartment. Then one of the Namuris knocks on the door. She opens it. They shoot her in the head. And she was laying there on the floor. And then Azania blew up the Union buildings. And then that's how season 1 ended. That was the end of the series. And what did I think? I actually thought it was really good. But I'm not gonna lie, in the beginning, like season 1, episode 1, I watched like 20 minutes and I thought it was boring. I'd given up hope. I told myself that I'm gonna continue watching, and I'm so glad that I actually did give it the chance because it started getting good. It was a bit slow, it starts slow. So episode 1 is almost like season 1 of The Office. Like if you just get past it, I promise you, it's good. It started getting really good on episode 4, and there's only 6 episodes. And I feel like it was a slow build. Yes, they were doing a lot of character development, character building, world building, storytelling, giving us context so that we understand what's going on. I feel like this first season was more so for giving us the context of who the Namuri are, who the Paladin are, and what's going on, who's Azania, who's Abel, and how are these people all fitting together. I think in the following season, we're going to see Azania trying to take over, and she's probably going to fail. I feel like Uhuru is going to stop him. Like in the end, it's going to be Uhuru who stops him because he's trying to avenge Ukarab. I think that's what's going to happen. But that's what we're going to find out. We're also going to find out more about Umampo's husband to see what actually is going on. Abel was unalived by Azania. I kind of sort of forgot to mention that. But yeah, he's no longer alive. Forgot to mention that. So we're just gonna find out a bit more about the Namuri. I think they're gonna turn against Azania because he's a bit deranged, and it's starting to show that these are not the principles of the Namuri that we've been taught, and this is not what Suku would have wanted. A lot of people have started doubting the leadership, and they're not blindly following him anymore. Well, at least that's what I hope we get to see next season. So it was actually a very interesting series. It was something new, something different. Like this isn't something that we've had before. Like I know like there are stories about apartheid and movies about apartheid times, but this actually puts a nice spin on it all to see that okay, how apartheid still affects us as South Africans. He was tortured by African soldiers from South Africa who came to get information out of them in Angola, and he's just been seeing trauma, like his trauma's been building and building and building, and obviously nobody helped him with that, nobody helped him resolve it. As much as Suku was saying, let go of the past is gone, how is he supposed to do that without the proper help or the proper resources, you know? And like, it still does affect us. And as much as maybe Ellen was innocent, I feel like maybe we're also going to find that out, that Zolisa was actually guilty of trying to hijack Ellen. But at the same time, it's like, a regular white person can't just come and kill a black person and they're gonna win because they have money, because they're white, because the justice system works in their favor, because black people are seen as criminals and stuff like that. Systemic injustices, systemic racism still exists. And it's stuff like this where, as much as Azania might be a bit, but he was right. It was a very nice show. Would I recommend that you watch it? Yes, I would. As long as you mind a slow building story. If you want something that's just gonna be like boom, bam, pow, probably not. But I would say watch it just to support the South African talents and also just to enjoy some amazing storytelling. There was a little bit of kissing between Minty and Idu, but it wasn't a lot. It wasn't like anything too wild. And that was the only time there was a mildly like kissing scene, sex scene or anything. There wasn't any of that. There was an SA scene a bit, but other than that, like, it was just pure storytelling, like just pure talent, just pure dialogue, people speaking, action, jam-packed. Everything was just chef's kiss. And I like that. Like, I don't like how some series use like sex to gain audiences. Guys, just give us proper storytelling. I would recommend that you watch it. Comment down below what was your favorite scene from Justice Served, and please do leave a comment down below if you want me to review any other series. Please do like, comment, and subscribe, and turn on that notification bell so that you're notified every single time I post a video. This is me, Kay Maps, signing out.